So we opened the year with a Viva Verdi gala, which was fraught with illness. Everyone got sick. It was extraordinary. And we finally had to bring in Michael Lewis, the wonderful Michael Lewis, from Opera Australia to sing Count de Luna in the Trovatore, and he was fantastic. Michael was marvellous. So we then moved from the Viva Verdi to Magic Flute, which we did at the Playhouse. And by now, the team of Richard Roberts, Christina Smith, and Jean-Pierre Mignon doing these Mozarts had become a very strong part of the company. And I love working with JP, and with Christina, and with Richard, and Paul Jackson doing the lighting. So the Mozart operas had become our staple classical work, if you like, with a constant team, a constant and consistent team. So after the Mozart, I planned a triple bill, a Baroque triple bill, which was in the recital hall, and that was 2 Bach cantatas and the Monteverdi Combattimento di Tancredi e Clorinda. Now, again, that sort of raised hackles because people thought, why are you doing Bach cantatas, staging them? No one in Australia has done that. And they were a huge success. Roger Hodgman directed them, and Paul Dyer from Australian Brandenburg Orchestra conducted them. And we used some period instrument players, and it was huge. The triple bill was marvellous. Then, we had also in the year, the Australian work was How to Kill Your Husband and Other Handy Household Hints. Now, this was a scandal in so many ways because I was using Kathy Lett to write based on a Kathy Lett book. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you believe the phrase, all publicity is good, Kathy Lett is a publicity dynamo. We had coverage on every television channel, every newspaper known to mankind, from the Christian Science Monitor to the Agricultural Monthly. Everybody wanted a piece of Kathy Lett. Albert Herring is a very, very good piece to do. And Susie Johnson was cast as Mrs. Herring and had a massive success. As did Jacob Kane as the Albert, again directed by Talia Mason. Gideon Obazanek, who was then the artistic director of Chunky Move, came to see me and said, I want to do a piece that has no technology, no special lighting, no artificial sound, no instruments, and it's a ballet, and it involves about 60 people. So we talked, and I said, well, the obvious thing, Gideon, is to do something like a mass. Do an old-fashioned, not old-fashioned, that's the wrong word. Let's go right back to medieval times and look at that music, because that's all unaccompanied and it was sung by a variety of people. Do it with a youth opera because they'll be able to do all sorts of things. And then he said, I want to do it on a staircase. So nothing looked right. It was a ballet without set, no artifice at all, and on a staircase. So how do you dance on a staircase? And there's only so much you can do. Well, Gideon is a genie at this sort of thing, like a real genius at watching dances and getting dances to evolve. And we had a wonderful rehearsal period for this and produced assembly, which was one of the hits of the Melbourne International Festival. And the youth opera kids were extraordinary. So the year was as diverse as it had ever been. And on top of that, as if collaborating with Chunky Move wasn't enough, we had a collaboration with the Australian Ballet where the chorus sang Elegy. So by now, we'd increased our collaborative status to Chunky Move, Contemporary Dance, and Australian Ballet. So it was a very rich and very, very diverse year.